This week, New York Times bestselling author and health extraordinaire J.J. Virgin joins us to share the missing link in cutting your sugar cravings once and for all. We'll be whipping up J.J.'s famous green smoothie, a roasted eggplant stack with cashew cheese and Puttanesca sauce, and a creamy and decadent strawberry mousse for dessert. Stay tuned to the end of today's episode where you'll discover how to win JJ's Sugar Impact Diet Book and protein shake, as well as a handy mini blender so you can have a healthy meal no matter where you are. I'm your host, Camille Macris, paleo chef, lover of good food and vibrant health. Each week, Camille's Paleo Kitchen brings you special guests, recipes, fun tips and tricks, along with a giveaway of one of my favorite kitchen tools that will leave you inspired and excited to cook at home for you and your family. It's all happening now on Camille's Paleo Kitchen. Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 8 of Camille's Paleo Kitchen, Lowering Your Sugar Impact. And here we have the one and only JJ Virgin.
It's so good to be here.
I'm so happy to be with you again. Thank you so much for coming.
My pleasure.
And this really is a crucial show for us today because so many Americans are they're just totally addicted to sugar.
It is our number one drug of choice. I mean, think about it. Little kids are not smoking and drinking. They are having juice and cookies. We're getting hooked at a young age, and then sugar gets its hold on you, and you can't get rid of it. And even if you think you're being good, you're going to find out today that sugar is sneaking into places you would never expect.
Yeah. All right, so we have a lot that we want to accomplish today. So let's talk about the menu. So one thing that I really wanted to make sure that we covered today was dairy. Not only because dairy is full of sugar, which you're going to talk about more, but because so many people like myself and like JJ, we just don't do well with it. So we're going to be making cashew milk and cashew cheese, which is really, really delicious and you're going to find really easy to make. With that, we're going to make one of JJ's signature shakes.
Yes.
You drink one of these every morning.
Every single day. I actually travel with the blender, and I travel with my shake mix, and I travel with So Delicious dairy-free boxes of milk, and I travel with an avocado.
I love the avocado. So once we have breakfast taken care of, we are moving on to a really nice, simple, it can be a lunch, it can be a dinner if you mix it with a protein. It is a roasted eggplant stack that we are going to do a nice little cashew cheese and a Puttanesca sauce. And you'll be talking to us a little bit about...
where sugar sneaks into those sauces. That's really where you get in trouble. So you're
when
going
you
to find
think you're
out,
being good.
Yeah, and that's what's most upsetting is when you're trying so hard to eat healthy and you're wondering why you're getting bloated and tired and you have no focus, and it's actually because these sugars are sneaking in.
Right.
So we can't let that happen to people anymore.
No, not anymore. So that's really, really important topic. And then last but not least, we are going to have a really, really delicious and creamy avocado and strawberry mousse.
Yes, dessert.
Yes, dessert. So that's what we have for you today. Let's get started. So we are going to start by making a really simple cashew milk. So what we have here is these cashews that have almost doubled in size because they have been soaking in filtered water for about 6 hours.
Okay.
Your recipe calls for 10 ounces of milk. So I think that's probably good.
Okay.
And then to that, anytime you start out making a milk, you don't want to dump all the water in right away. You want to sort of slowly drizzle it in. Turn this on. And then just start drizzling in that water. I'm going to bump this up. Look at this. I mean, it's really creamy. I'll use this as a base. I'll substitute it for heavy cream. I'll use it in gravies. So now that we have it all nice and creamy, we're going to add some more water to that.
I've categorized this into 7 different areas. What I start with is roots, fruits, grains, no fat and low fat dairy and diet foods, drinks, dressings, and sweeteners. And within each of those categories, things hide out, like potato chips or white rice or balsamic vinegar. That's one that really surprises people.
Yeah.
I know. Whenever I say that, I get like this whole.
I know, it's so good, but it's sweet.
It's a syrup. I mean, it's funny because
Yeah.
I've never liked balsamic vinegar, and when I read the whole processing, it's really a syrup. It's not a vinegar at all. You know. So the first thing you got to do is start the day, and the studies are so clear on this that if you start the day with protein and fiber and fat, that's the trifecta of good: protein, fat, and fiber. And substantial, no little wimpy thing, like no 200 calories.
Right, you want to fill yourself up to charge you for the day.
400 to 600 calories. They did one study with 600 calorie breakfasts and people all lost weight.
Yeah.
So big breakfast, good amount of protein, fiber so that you slow release everything, and fat. I mean, fat, I am so tired of this fat villainization. This is where all the sugar problems came from, is this whole idea that fat was making us have heart disease, and so we pulled the fat out, added the sugar in, and America exploded, you know, and not in a good way.
Yeah, I know. So, so now we have our yummy cashew cream that's been started, so we can go ahead and add the rest of that in.
Do I have to drizzle, or can I just
No,
steam
now
it?
you can, now that we have all of the nuts totally incorporated, we can just throw that in. We may end up needing a little more. We'll test for the consistency at the end. And then we want to do, you know how to do this.
I think I've got this one.
I think you got this one.
I can do this.
And so while you're adding those in, tell us, because there's a lot of sketchy protein powders.
Oh my gosh, and that is the biggest thing. You don't want to start the day with an adult milkshake. When you know, I come from the world of food intolerance, and so many of these shakes, if it's something you're doing every day, you want to have something that is not going to create a food intolerance. You know, that's the biggest challenge with dairy, besides the fact that whey can raise insulin, you know, which is why bodybuilders like it, but the average person isn't a bodybuilder.
Yeah.
You know, eggs. Egg protein and dairy protein, 70% of the people I tested reacted to those. So if it's something you're doing every single day, that's a problem.
Yes.
The other thing you can do, and this is a little great sugar slam, is you can take some lemon juice with water, because lemon water actually before a meal can help you stabilize your blood sugar and lower your blood sugar response to the meal. But if you have that about 30 minutes before a meal and throw in some extra fiber, some chia, or some freshly ground flax, then you will be fuller before you go into that meal.
Okay,
so if you're one of those people going, I've got a sweet tooth and a big appetite, try that before a meal.
Water, lemon juice, and a little bit of fiber.
This,
another
Another thing,
great.
and this cinnamon to me is one of nature's best supplements, because cinnamon balances blood sugar. I actually saw a supplement, they had a supplement of cinnamon. I go, why do we need a supplement of cinnamon? Like, are we gonna have a
Just
macadamia
use
supplement now? You know, like at some point just use it. And I'm using more than I think probably.
That's
like,
okay. I'm
I'm not really good with recipe measurements. Like,
Neither am
I
I.
have chefs that help me, because I just throw stuff in. And I will tell you that I eat my shakes with a spoon. And then I make them with a spoon, and I will swirl in almond butter at the end.
Oh.
So good. So good.
All right, so I'm going to let you then control the amount of water that
Okay,
we have
you
there.
control that.
Okay.
Okay, you're the driver.
We can get a...
Smush.
What do you think?
I mean, it's, you know, sometimes these green things look kind of like pond scum. Not this.
No, it's really beautiful.
But again, I make it like way thick and do it with a spoon. This is kind of a hybrid. It's not thick, not thin.
Yeah, I like it.
So see
Cheers.
what you think. Cheers. We'll see. Kind of have to suck it out of the glass a little bit there.
Mmm.
I mean, that is
It's
awesome.
it's so creamy. Mmm. The texture.
I mean, isn't that great?
The texture is so
phenomenal.
good. So this is delicious. Now let's move right on to our eggplant dish.
Awesome.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now we are going to make our really, really delicious eggplant stack with some cashew cheese and a Puttanesca sauce.
Right. So I think we have to do cashew cheese first, right?
Yes, let's do it. We're going to start with our cashews. This is just more of our soaked cashews. Throw those in there. I'm going to give you one garlic clove. Just pop that in.
That's why I like those ones that have already had that done.
No, JJ, no. So this doesn't need to get as creamy as our cashew milk did. It's going to have a little bit more
Okay,
substance.
so just say when.
I'm going to add now a little bit of our extra virgin olive oil. Turn
Good.
that off. Yeah, that's good. And then we're going to scrape that down. Now to that. Oh, you're the cashew cheese girl.
I become the cashew cheese girl.
Yes. And then we need a little bit of salt.
And of course, the chili just spices up your metabolism.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit more olive oil, and then I think I am going to add just a touch of water. So you can start that blending again, and I'll get the water. I don't have a stopper. And I think that's, ooh, yeah.
Look at that.
Sort of the texture of a softened cream cheese, and this is just going to be spread on the inside layers. I'm going to give it a taste.
Yep.
It's nice, isn't it?
Lemon juice makes it great.
I really like eggplant wow, these are slippery little suckers. I really like eggplant just because they do have like just such a nice sort of hearty, meaty flavor. I know eggplant doesn't work for some people. Do you want to talk a little bit about nightshades?
Well, yes. So eggplant, tomatoes, potatoes, we don't like those anyway, right? Peppers. For some people, but I got to be honest with you, I haven't seen that many people react to nightshades and have arthritic conditions. But if you do suffer from it, it is definitely a trial that you should do.
Yeah, and I think it is a common misconception that paleo is this, but it is really important to remember that paleo is a template that needs to be customized based upon how your body feels after you eat something. So don't try to override, oh, I know I should be able to eat this because it's paleo, if it doesn't make you feel good.
Exactly.
So I just cut our eggplants into about 3/4 inch, half inch on one side, 3/4 inch on the other. And I'm just going to drizzle with a little bit of olive oil. Rub it all around. You could also use, ghee. You could use bacon fat.
Coconut oil.
Coconut oil.
Palm fruit oil. Red palm fruit oil.
Oh, I love that stuff.
It's one of the most amazing oils out there that's just underutilized. It's actually the most popular oil in the world.
Really?
Highest in tocotrienols, that really rich vitamin E fraction. You can cook it at a high temperature. Rich, it's like 10 times the carotenoids of carrots.
Yeah.
So that's another one. It's so pretty. It makes it pretty. It's
Yeah,
so
yeah.
red.
So we're just going to, just put some salt on these. Now we're just going to pop these into our oven. We're going to do this really fast with a higher heat oven. So it's going to go at 400 degrees just for about 10 or 15 minutes until this is nice and golden. So now we are going to make our Puttanesca sauce.
Yum.
So I know, I love this sauce. You're gonna love it because it has the nice acid notes from the tomatoes and the lemon juice.
Well, and what's great with Puttanesca as opposed to some of these marinara sauces that have so much sugar in them is that you're still getting that kind of vibe.
Yes.
But you've got a lot of better stuff in it.
Yes.
So you want things to have the phytonutrients and the fiber along with it.
Right.
But during the first cycle of the program, I teach people to taper. So first I look at sugar impact, what sugar been doing to them. So we do a little quiz and we look at your appetite, your cravings, your waistline, inability to lose weight, your focus, your headaches, your mood, your energy level. So we look at all those things that can be impacted by high sugar impact that people think are normal. They're like, oh, I'm tired in the afternoon, that's just normal for me. You know?
Yeah.
You know, or my energy's just not the same, I must just be getting older, or I can't focus. You know, those types of things. It's not aging.
Yeah, can I just say that I think that's one of the really difficult things that's difficult for us to impart to people is that most people, not most, I don't want to generalize, but a lot of people have never really felt good and they don't know what it means to really feel good. So you could be living up here in optimal, awesome health into a really late age.
Well, and you can be living that way in a matter of days, and that's the difference. I think most people have no idea what feeling good really feels like. Right. And it's really about creating a new normal. So the sugar impact quiz starts that, and then I have a little inventory. So we look at things like, you know, sweet potatoes and balsamic vinegar and milk and a lot of things that hopefully the paleo community is not eating anyway.
Right.
But there's still things sneaking in there like honey and maple syrup. So we look at all the different places sugar could be sneaking into your diet. And then we taper down over the first week. So we go from high sugar impact to medium sugar impact. But the most important thing that happens over that first week is that we make sure, because I like to add before I take away. So it's about making sure that you're getting in protein, you're getting in fat, you're getting in fiber.
You're not feeling like you're being deprived. There's a
So
lot to be said.
maybe we should talk about what we're doing over
I
here.
just want to tell everybody what we're doing. So what I've done first is I started with some butter on a medium flame. So we added in our onion and our garlic. You don't have to worry about the recipes. That's going to all be in the show notes that you can get at paleokitchen.tv. And to that, I'm going to add these lovely little plum tomatoes. They are so adorable. Oh, you can just smell it already. Doesn't it smell amazing? Oh, I love it. So the tomatoes are going to begin to release their juices, and that's what's going to be the foundation of the sauce. Now I'm going to add a little bit of anchovies. Now before you freak out, just know that you're not going to taste the flavor of anchovy in this dish. It's just going to add a really nice rounding to the dish. It's going to add that umami flavor that we've talked about before, which again is a pleasant, savory flavor. And then I have some nice capers. I love capers. When you have anchovy on your fingers, though, it's sort of hard to get it out. So your recipe actually, as you know, calls for Kalamata olives, but we didn't have olives today. And I love the briny flavor of capers.
Capers instantly make a dish elegant, don't they? It's
I love it. All right, dessert.
Yay!
Shall we?
This is a dessert, by the way, that's so healthy you could have it for breakfast.
All right.
Just saying. So, again, avocado makes everything creamy. It's so easy to make a mousse or a pudding with avocado.
I know, the texture is just so fantastic. So this is an avocado strawberry mousse.
Yes.
Yep, and we're just gonna scoop everything into the food processor.
Something you can make in minutes, which is what I love.
Yes, absolutely.
We're gonna blend this by itself?
Yep, we're gonna blend that.
There we go.
And we just start adding in our strawberries. Ooh, look at that color!
So that's the challenge, is we started artificial sweeteners. I look at it as a science experiment that has gone really, really bad.
Yeah.
Because we did it so that diabetics could basically have their cake and eat it too, right? But the challenge is, what we now know is that artificial sweeteners can change the bacteria in your gut to make you so you cannot tolerate sugar as well.
Wow.
So you can become glucose intolerant and diabetic. And what we're seeing with people using artificial sweeteners is, number one, when you eat sweet, you crave sweet. Number two, that it can raise blood sugar and insulin, the very things you didn't want it to do, right? So that's problematic. It is neuroexcitatory, and it actually can cause you to overeat because your body is expecting calories but not getting them.
And then, so switching gears for a second to healthy sweeteners, we're using stevia.
So no artificial sweeteners, but the ones you can use: stevia, monk fruit, also called lohango, erythritol, xylitol. I actually like to do blends.
I do too.
You know, because each of them has something going on. With
a slightly different flavor.
Although we do know that stevia and monk fruit help with diabetes, so that's a good thing. That's
awesome. I actually did not know that. So now, we're just letting this blend. I've got to try this.
Why is there only one spoon here, Missy?
Because it's for me. This is my show.
It's my show. It's
oh my God, it's so good.
It's so mean. What's so great about this dish is it's dessert with a purpose.
Yes.
Like, think about it. Everything in here does something good for you.
Yes. Okay, so that's our dessert. We are going to plate everything up.
Yum.
And we're going to do our awesome giveaway. You brought us some really fun gifts to share with the community. So let's get to that. So there we have our delicious meal. And now, probably for the moment everybody's been waiting for, today's giveaway. JJ has brought us some really cool little gifts.
Yes.
What'd you
Well,
bring
I mean,
us?
we talked about starting the day with the shake, so I
Yes.
wanted to make sure it was easy for you to do it. So the giveaway today, you can win the book, my Sugar Impact book, and the blender and the shake.
Yep, and this is the blender, the kind of blender that you would take with
Yes,
you on
so
the
you
road.
can travel with that. But then I also have a gift for everyone.
What's that?
So I have a 2-week cookbook full of fabulous recipes, all to take you through that transition phase where you reset your sweet tooth.
Right, where there's
So
like...
you
where
will
there's
never go
no-
hungry, because the biggest question is, what do I eat?
What am I gonna eat?
So I have an amazing 2-week cookbook that you will be able to instantly get.
Awesome. So to get that, just go to paleokitchen.tv/JJVirgin, and you'll be able to get your cookbook right there on the spot, right?
Absolutely.
So in order to be eligible to win this amazing prize that you've brought us today, all you need to do is make one of the recipes that we made today. It can be our green smoothie. It can be these delicious strawberry avocado mousse pudding, or it can be this eggplant and Puttanesca sauce stack. So make your dish, take a picture, and put it on Instagram, #Paleogasm, for your chance to win. Last week, we gave away some really awesome goodies from Pete's Paleo. And on next week's episode, we are going to be joined by a very dear friend of mine, George Bryant, the civilized caveman. His food is delicious. We're going to be doing breakfast and giving away a waffle iron, which you're definitely going to want after you try his pumpkin waffles.
Ooh.
So, JJ, thank you so much for
So
being
much
here.
fun.
It was really, really fun. And the takeaway here.
The big
what's
takeaway, the most important thing you can do for your health, whether you are a real fanatic and thinking you're doing everything right, or you're just starting out, sugar is sneaking into places you'd never expect. When you lower your sugar impact, it is the #1 biggest impact you can make on your health.
It will absolutely change your life forever. So thank you, JJ. Thank you all for being here with us. So go get in the kitchen, try these amazing recipes, take a picture, and win this awesome prize. Until next time, bye-bye, everyone.
You didn't eat dinner yet.
Yum.
Oh, this is so good. Should we eat dinner first?